How are you, Bethany?
Good. How was your day so far?
Good. I think that I am entering the busy season and that I'm
Same.
already tired. And I don't think I've even done,
Yeah.
like, my first wedding is on June this weekend.
Yeah.
And I am like so tired. Like, I can't even speak right now.
Some of my animal shows are like weekly and they started last week. So this is already my second week of my like weekly programs that I have every week at the museum and Greenbrier and Sandwich. So
Yeah, you had
I
one
was at
today.
Greenbrier this morning. Yep. Yeah.
How's that going though?
Good. There've been small groups. Like today I think I had like eight kids,
I think it's because
eight
school
people.
is still in session,
Yeah,
right?
that's what I said to them too. I was like, you probably won't get a lot of people towards end of June and into July.
Yeah.
So, but some of the small, like at Greenbrier, it's such a small room that I think they limit it to, I don't know, between 10 and 20 people. Like
That's it?
it's a tiny room.
Oh, wow.
Whereas the museum, they have me do, I think, 3 really big shows with like over 100 people that they limit
Yeah.
tickets to. It's like
That's
maybe
a
125.
Natural History Museum.
Yeah. And then all the other weeks, I'm doing these like up close personal shows and they're
Okay.
like themed.
Oh,
And then
that's fun.
those ones, I think they limit to like 20 or 25 people, which is,
Do
I
you
kind
like
of like
small?
it. I like
Okay.
the intimate, like I can answer more of their questions.
Not have
They
to yell
can
over
pet more
everybody.
animals. So
Yeah.
I think they enjoy it more too because they get to almost like see things better instead
Right,
of it
instead
being
of
like
show and tell.
a giant crowd. But I
Yeah.
also do like the back and forth of a big crowd too.
Because it's more to talk about.
You get more people
possibly.
laughing at your jokes. You get more people probably like being a little more engaged and stuff. But
Yeah.
I don't know. I like both, so it kind of depends.
So I'm actually my shoot tonight is over at Natural History Museum. Do you know
Oh,
the
is
trails
it?
that's
The
behind
trails
there?
behind it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they wanted to do like part woodsy and part beach, and that's the one that I think of immediately.
Yeah, they have that long trail like over the marsh type
I
thing.
had to check the tide
The
though.
tide, yeah.
Because if that tide's up and walking across is like almost impossible.
it gets all, like,
Luckily,
muddy, too.
high tide is like almost 8 and it's now going to be at 6 hopefully. So we'll see.
Yeah.
I hope we don't get
be
stuck.
fun.
I know.
Yeah.
But also
It's
guys,
beautiful over there though.
it is my favorite. It's one of
Yeah.
my favorite places, and the sun that sets over there is like, it's good because it's Bayside. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So we'll see. I hope that she doesn't mind moving it up because I already changed it once. So, there's also construction happening like literally right outside. So if you do end up hearing some kind of scraping movement, I don't know, tree cutting, that's what's going on. I don't know what they're doing over there. There's this whole project happening in Dennis, Yarmouth. I don't even know.
yeah.
Maybe all the towns, who knows? A sewer project, and it's just never ending. And I feel like construction is everywhere. You told me the other day.
Yeah, I heard rumors it's going to last 40 years, which I really hope not.
Where am I in
We'll
40
be, like,
years?
old or dead.
Like 90. How old would we? You know I'm bad with this. 30. 40.
75.
Okay, that's not bad. We'll still be alive.
Maybe. Isn't 75 like the average age for humans right now?
75?
I think so.
I thought it was way older
I
because...
think that's like the average.
Oh, well, hopefully it's longer. You know, I don't know.
I have a great aunt that actually just died yesterday. She was 99.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Wait, she died yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh my God, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That's sad.
I just thought of it.
Oh my God. So we were just in Maine. How did you enjoy Maine?
It was fun.
It was pretty good. I think the weather surprised me a little bit.
Yeah, because it was cold when we got there the first day. It was kind of cold.
I packed warm, and then I was like, oh, looked at the weather,
Yeah.
packed I packed warm for colder weather, and then we get there, and especially on the second day, it was a
hot.
sauna.
It was so hot when
hot.
we first got up the next day.
It rained a little, felt a little bit better, but
And then
I
it got
thought was
cooler,
good.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it was nice.
Yeah. It was fun. I think that we were saying that I was exhausted.
I was so tired.
Yeah.
And I feel like we didn't really do that much.
We
because-
didn't. We went to dinner and a show.
Yeah, and then we
Some
walked.
shopping.
We had really long meals. And then,
Every meal we took was 3 hours
but
long.
I also, like, that's how it is in Maine. Like,
Is
I
it?
swear, like, the years that I lived up there,
Yeah.
everything takes so much longer than you are used to. Like, if you go to Dunkin',
Yeah.
I used to sometimes, like, I got really used to it, but, like, you would order and they'd go, like, to grab you a donut, but they'd do a bunch of other things, and it's like
like other orders.
5 minutes later, they're like, oh yeah, what was the donut you
Oh,
wanted again? And
my
like they're
God,
trying
no.
to chit chat with you, and then they're like, oh, here you go. Like 10 minutes later, you actually get your stuff.
The slow
or
life.
and then they're like, oh, I need to get you your coffee now. Like, and then they're like,
You're like, I
that's
kinda
just-
need to
but
go.
that's just like normal for
Yeah.
Maine, and then you just kind of get used to it, and you get. So when I came back home, there was one time I was with my mom, and we were actually at Dunkin', and I'm still standing there at the counter, and my coffee is like right there. The person like trying to hand it to me, and I'm used to it taking like way longer. So I was like, oh, okay,
That's funny.
yeah. So I feel like that's just like
Yeah.
how they are.
I
up
know.
there.
Go. I feel like summer is finally starting. Like I
It's
feel
also
like
warm, yeah.
you know what I mean? I mean, you have a sweatshirt on now,
No,
but
I was cold.
yeah, it's like off and on. It's really weird. I feel like the pollen's getting me. I feel like it's never going to end. I can't wait till that's gone.
And it's just started.
Anyways, want to start this episode?
Sure.
Okay. Hi, childless millennials. We're your hosts. I'm Marissa.
And I'm Bethany.
And today we're doing our first listener stories episode. I'm really excited for this one. I've been dying to do stories. I think for the start of it, we're going to start with like 2 of each category that we currently have. We only have 3 categories, so that'll be paranormal, secrets, and some pet stories. And if you guys have an idea for our 4th topic, because there's usually 4 weeks in a month, let us know, because eventually there'll be like the first week will be paranormal, second will be secrets, so on, so on. So, but for this one, we have 4 of each. I'll be reading 2, Bethany will be reading 2. And yeah, we're just going to talk about it, share about it, maybe entice you guys to send in some stories because honestly, this is one of my favorite things to listen to on other podcasts. So I hope you guys enjoy this. But first, what's in your mug today?
Oh, yeah. So I have Coca-Cola. I have to like bring it all around. It's just Coke in my banana mug.
Famous
Because that's what I had in my car today.
banana mug.
Yeah, my... Okay. Makes ice noises.
so-
Some ASMR over here.
I have an Algonquin, Maine mug
From our trip.
from our trip. Yeah. Actually, it's so funny. I bought one, and then as we were leaving, Bethany was like, "Oh, look at this one," and I liked it better,
Yeah, it
so
was
I
way
went
cuter.
and just switched it out.
I like the seagulls.
Me too. It's so nice. But I'm drinking a chocolate shake in this one today, so a little bit different, not Celsius, although I've already had 2 today, so still a thing. But anyways, chocolate shake for the win. Okay, so the first. Hi, Slim. I'm actually gonna need my hand, so I'm gonna take it out. And then you can reposition yourself.
She's going to be like, how dare you?
I know. She's been
I
on
need
my
your hands.
lap all day, like nonstop. No matter where I go, she's following me and sitting on me.
Story 1. Peeping Tom or paranormal experience. Hey guys, so I had an odd experience last night. I was scrolling on my phone at about 3:30 a.m. and I hear this heavy breathing next to my window, like a slow huffing and puffing almost. My bed is near my window. My window was open, but I didn't look out the curtain. I could hear my dog going outside and he was barking at something at the same time. This went on for about 5 minutes or so. I knew I wasn't dreaming either because it's happened before. But the first time it happened, I thought I was dreaming or something. But today I looked at the spot where it was and I didn't see any footprints or any sign like there was a person or anything there. And while it was happening, I didn't hear any movement except for the breathing. No footsteps or body movement, nothing at all.
So I say Peeping Tom.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. Like, I mean, if you didn't see anything, maybe it
Like,
could have
I wouldn't
been
just jump to
paranormal.
paranormal. I don't know.
I don't think I would jump to paranormal
Also, it could
either.
be anything. It doesn't need to be a person. Like, animals make breathing noises too.
Do you have bushes near your window? Like, what is the
Right.
situation? Like, clearly you're near the ground, I think. But,
Yeah.
like, what's the situation? I feel like it was probably a Peeping Tom or an
And
animal.
if the dog was barking
yeah.
at something, like at the same time,
It
I
could
don't know.
be
Like,
an animal.
yeah,
Yeah.
very easily.
So
Some
that's
animals
fine.
make some like loud huffing and puffing noises, like even like opossums and stuff. So very
Kitties,
easily,
opossums are
very
cuties.
easily.
All right, guys. Story number 2, Stage Left by Dom. So, my high school auditorium was weird. I mean, who isn't, you know? We had the classic story of a janitor having hung himself from the catwalk and it being haunted, but I never really thought much of it. Just a story, like in 1,000 other schools. No big deal. That said, I was a theater kid, and so I spent a lot of time in the auditorium. I did not like being alone in that place, not even a little bit. It just felt off, and like someone was watching you, but in a really uncomfortable way. None of us like being anywhere in there without at least one other person around. I was alone in there a couple of times, and I never felt like that anywhere else in my life. I always just wrote it off as paranoia, though. Well, one night during a performance, a few of us were hanging out off stage left, just waiting for a scene to change and to go on. We were talking and goofing around quietly, but still, when all of a sudden, I'm mid-story when I just feel this thick goop hit my head from above.
Yeah.
As it did, everyone with me stopping smiling, stopped talking, faces just went slack and stared at me. I stopped too because what the actual fuck just landed on me, you know. So I started reaching to wipe it away and I could feel it dripping down my head. But the thing was, it got lighter by the second, and after less than 10, it felt like it had just all vanished. I pulled my hand away to look at what was on it, and it came away clean. I just stared at my hand and looked around at my friends who looked spooked and asked them what had hit me. They weren't sure, just something hit me and then started to vanish before they even really registered what it was, and then it was gone. A couple minutes later, two other people from the cast who had been on the catwalk on the opposite side of the stage watching the performance came down to where we were. They said they saw a weird black shape, like a person standing above where we'd been. They came to see if everybody was okay. I looked into things later, and it turns out that someone actually had committed suicide in the auditorium, and he hung himself from that same catwalk I'd been standing beneath. No idea what the fuck hit me, though. Ghost shit? I don't know. Still creeps me the fuck out when I think about it, not to mention that fucking auditorium, and it's almost been 20 years. So that's cool. I have a couple other things as well, but they're long, require context, and are so insane to me that I even barely believe them. LOL. Like, long story short, I helped a friend DIY exercise a malevolent spirit that had attached itself to her, and then it tried to follow me home. But I basically told it to fuck off. Like, I want to say all the time that I don't believe in ghosts, but then I remember that I had some weird-ass experiences. I feel like that was a lot. That's a lot to unpack there. Did you do theater as a kid?
Yes.
I did not. So I don't have any experience in, like, being on stage, the catwalk.
Yeah.
I know what it is. Like, clearly I've seen it on TV, and I had friends in theater too, but I did know that most auditoriums are haunted.
I was going to say a lot of theaters like around the country are haunted.
But why, though?
Sometimes just because like of their history. So like I actually went to a reading, paranormal like reading at a theater at the Cape Playhouse in Dennis, which is like one of the oldest like theaters that still runs like in the country, I'm pretty sure.
Wow.
So like there's like well-known ghosts that are there, including one that like everybody that ever does shows there like knows about her, and like they all acknowledge her before each show, and I'm pretty sure they even leave like hydrangeas out for her and stuff. Like I don't know. There's like different ghosts that some people just like know of, and I don't know if why they're like attached to some of these places. If they've like, obviously this one was like a suicide attached
to it, so that makes sense. It's just strange to me that there's a lot of theater. Maybe we can do like a theater one, but there's a lot of like theater ghost stories and stuff, which is so strange.
There are.
I'm like, what's up with the theater, guys? Like, what are you guys doing in there?
What's really crazy, like I haven't told you guys my ghost story yet, and that'll be another episode.
Yeah.
But I was scrolling through TikTok today, and the first video that popped up was about that place where I've had a ghost incident, and I was like, oh my gosh, freaky.
Can you tell us if it's on Cape or off Cape?
It's on Cape.
Okay.
I mean, I actually have had an experience off Cape too.
Okay.
I've had several.
Well,
but one of them, the most recent one was on Cape.
Okay, want to do the next one?
Sure. All right. Story 3. My boyfriend saw a 20-foot shadow figure. Anonymous. My boyfriend's friend had a really strange experience, and we're curious if anyone has heard of anything similar or has an explanation. He met a girl and spent the evening with her. He said she had a lot of unusual tattoos that seemed ritualistic or occult themed. At some point, he went to her house and noticed she had various objects and decorations that also seemed related to rituals or spiritual practices. Later that night, they went out to a field to stargaze. They ended up falling asleep there. Sometime during the night, she woke him up and told him to look in a certain direction. He said there was a tall pole or structure with a bright light shining downward. It was completely dark outside except for that light. Under or near the light, he saw what appeared to be a silhouette or shadow of a figure that looked around 20 feet tall. He described it as moving or dancing in a very strange, eerie way. What really unsettled him was that while he was watching this thing, the girl just sitting there was with him was watching it too. She didn't seem surprised or scared. All she said was, "Go back to sleep." Instead, he got freaked out and left. When he was running away, she was just watching him. He's always insisted that this is exactly what happened, and he wasn't under the influence of drugs or alcohol at the time. Has anyone ever experienced anything similar? Could there be a logical explanation for a giant dancing shadow under a light source at night? Or does this remind anyone of any folklore, paranormal stories, rituals, or psychological phenomena? We're open to both skeptical and paranormal explanations.
Well, first of all, I just wanted to touch on the fact that the long pole with a light on it was probably a lamp outside, like a light.
Probably, yeah.
So that's a weird way to address that because that was strange. But I think the creepiest part is that girlfriend, was it girlfriend?
Yeah.
Was watching him watch it.
Yeah.
So somehow they were attached to it.
Yeah. And the fact that she was like, just go back to bed. It's fine. Like, it's fine.
It's like she, like, don't worry. Yeah.
Like,
they were somehow,
don't worry about it.
Somehow connected to that.
Like, just go back to sleep.
But also, who falls asleep outside?
Yeah, I thought they were just out there stargazing.
That's very weird. I got a lot of questions.
Did it say that they fell asleep first?
Yeah, it says
they ended up falling asleep there. Okay.
Yeah, end up falling asleep.
Interesting.
Sometime during the night.
Like,
come up.
Could it have been something smaller that just looked tall because of the light?
She ended up waking him up and told him to look in that certain area, and then was like, "Go back to bed." Aliens. I don't know.
Or maybe some sort of weird like folklore thing, like one of those like shadow men or something that people always say they see, like duck behind trees and stuff. I don't know what they're called. There's like that, like Slenderman.
Slenderman, yeah.
But there's like these shadow men that like, or shadow figures that are long, but like, I mean, yeah, could it have been something maybe smaller that looked tall under the light? Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it's probably something weird.
Creepy.
Something unexplained.
What do you think, Slen? Are you repositioning yourself? Old girl's got a nap. 1 second, please. Okay. All right. Well, we'll move on to the last story of paranormal. All right. Story for the redhead, anonymous as well. Hey guys, I've never really told a story online before because honestly, I don't know what kind of answer I'm expecting. For as long as I can remember, I've occasionally seen the same girl. She has red hair and what looks like cuts or scratches all over her face, hands, and arms. I've never gotten a good look at her because she only ever appears for a split second. Usually it's from the corner of my eye in a reflection, standing in a dark room, or somewhere that makes me do a double take. By the time I look properly, she's gone. When I was younger, it terrified me. I spent years trying to figure out who she was, whether she was someone I knew, a dream, a hallucination, a ghost, whatever. But nothing ever made sense. Eventually, it became strangely normal. I'd catch a glimpse of her once every few months and just think, oh, it's her again. The weirdest part happened during a sleepover a few months ago. My friends and I were sitting around sharing creepy experiences, and I decided to tell everyone about the red-haired girl. I expected them to laugh or call me crazy. I don't know. Instead, the room went completely silent. Every single one of my friends looked uncomfortable. Then one of them asked me to describe her. When I mentioned the red hair and the cuts, they all started talking at once because apparently every one of them had seen her too. They all described seeing the same girl independently over the years. Always briefly, always out of the corner of their eye, in mirrors, reflections, dark rooms, hallways, doorways. Same as me, never long enough to interact with her, and none of them knew who she was either. To this day, I still occasionally catch a glimpse of her. So do some of my friends. I spent years trying to come up with a rational explanation, but I've never been able to explain why multiple people would describe the same person before ever discussing it with each other. So I'm picturing Merida from Brave for some reason.
I have questions because I want to know, like, do these people all live in the same town?
Yes.
Is this somebody that, and also, what is the span of time they've been seeing this girl, and does she stay the same age?
Yeah, like, I wonder how old she was when she was with her friends when they were talking about stories.
Yeah.
Because, like, I don't know if there's this show I watched. I can't remember for the life of me, like, what it was called. But basically, it's about different timelines. So this mother and daughter, they can time travel, but they have to jump into a lake or whatever. And then they end up going into the past, like the 90s.
Yeah.
And then they can see, like, for example, the mom can see herself as a kid in the 90s. And then the daughter is seeing her mom as a kid.
So weird.
The girl ends up being friends with her mom as a kid. And it's just like this two different parallel lines. I know they're not hanging out in the story or anything, but like, I don't know if she's from another time, like a timeline.
Yeah. That's,
So
I don't know, it's weird.
it is.
But also, like, the whole town thing, like, it makes me wonder, like, if there's, maybe I wonder if any of them have looked into whether there's some sort of story about a girl that
Oh,
matches
the
that
red-haired
description,
girl.
you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Also, what does she look like?
and those scratches, like, how bad are these scratches? Like, does it look like she was somebody who was, like, in an accident and, like,
Yeah.
died, you know, in this town? Like, is it a trapped, like,
Sure.
you know, ghost
Yeah.
that everybody's seeing the same ghost or something? Like, that's the
Yeah.
first thing that comes
Yeah.
into my mind.
Same.
It's crazy.
Oh, that is crazy. Okay. Do you want me to start the next one for secrets?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. So the next one on our list is secrets. So on the second week of every month, we want to share your secrets anonymously. So all of these have been submitted anonymously and don't have any names. They're going to be left, you know, just nobody knows who they are. Okay. So secret one. In my later high school years, I woke up one morning to my dad telling me my mom had left them and likely wouldn't be coming back. As I graduated high school and went off to college, he felt I had aged enough to tell me she had left us to join the porn industry. That's not the secret, though. The secret is that while she remained immature and never made it big, she did star in some films. I bought all of her VHS tapes, and 20-some years later, I still watch them periodically. It's not really about the sex. It's that it's the only way I can see her. She wants nothing to do with us.
That's actually really sad.
That is both disturbing and sad.
But
Yeah.
like saying that that's
I
the only way
know.
you can see her, but like
And she
that's
wants nothing to
also
do with
like
them.
really
Guys, that's a
strange.
secret. I am so sorry that happened to
Wow.
you, but that's something else.
Yeah. Okay, secret 2. A few years ago, my dad's truck was broken into and he lost all of his rings. He had several silver rings. He would take them off to drive because the wheel rubbing on the rings was irritating. And he forgot them in the truck one day and they were all stolen. My dad is not the type to accept gifts, especially if it's a replacement for something that was lost due to his own error. Over the years, I've been slowly replacing them. I'll save up, buy a ring that looks similar to one of the old ones, and then I'll either claim I found it somewhere or leave it for him to find. I replaced 2 by pretending I found them in the snow while out shoveling. Months later, I left one outside our front door for him to find. It makes him so happy every time one is found. I hope he never finds out I am the one leaving them for him.
That is literally the most wholesome thing I've ever heard.
Right?
That is so nice. I mean,
But what if he then does find the real ones and then he's like,
oh my God, imagine that. But I mean, she's pretty positive that they were stolen.
yeah.
So the fact that she's like putting them around
And
for
honestly,
him to find.
I feel like if the dad did find out, he would honestly think that it was,
That was
like a really
sweet.
sweet thing anyway. Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. That's a good one. Secret 3. I left my job at an electronics manufacturing company in 2002, but they continued paying me my full salary, including all incremental raises and annual bonuses, until they offered me a very generous redundancy package in 2022 due to the departmental restructuring, including an 85,000 euro, I think that is.
Pounds, I think. Maybe.
Pounds lump sum contribution to my pension fund. I even got the quarterly magazine and annual Christmas card sent to me. In March of this year, I got an invite to the 75th anniversary of the company. Went along, had a great time at the free bar, and nobody realized I hadn't worked there for over 20 years. You've got to love a good administrative error.
Oh my gosh.
If someone found out, could you like be arrested for... What's the word I'm looking for?
Just from going to like a party, basically. I feel like no.
But this person was being paid for 20 years.
Oh, I guess.
Not his fault, may I say. It's not his fault. But like, I wonder if they ever did find out, would they be like, you got to pay us back? And that's 20 years worth of salary.
I don't know. Yeah, that's a lot.
I hope they don't found out. I hope they don't find out because I don't think that would be good for anyone.
No. All right. Secret 4. I know of someone who didn't want children, and so he had a vasectomy but didn't tell his wife because she wanted children. He let her struggle on for years and even go through some fertility tests. It's one of the darkest things I've heard of anyone doing apart from the obvious things like murder.
That's pretty fucked up.
I've like heard of this happening several times, and it was in a show I watched too. I don't remember what show or movie, but it happened in a show, and I was like, that's so messed up.
It's so messed up.
And then like whatever show I was watching, like the woman kept thinking like there was something wrong with her, like they were doing all these fertility tests.
That's what
and,
I
like,
mean. You're gonna
they
like
kept being like, there's nothing wrong with you.
And then you're going to watch your partner, who I'm assuming you love, struggle like that. Do you actually love them, bro? Like, what's going on
pretty
here?
Bad, yeah.
That is a pretty bad one. Okay, so we're going to move on to pet stories. This is going to be week 3's week of stories. And they can be anything, like anything regarding to the pets. We have some paranormal pet stories in here, which is pretty cool. And just like, whatever it might be, pet related. So this first one was sent in by Brian at 3 a.m. No.
It's called 3 a.m.
It's called 3 a.m. It's story 1, and it's called 3 a.m. sent in by Brian.
It wasn't sent to us at 3
No,
a.m.
it wasn't.
Maybe.
If it was, that would make this way more creepier. Oh my gosh. Anyways, so quite literally every night at 3 a.m., our dog goes up and does an inspection of all the rooms. Not before 3 a.m. and not after. Our bedroom doors are always open, so he has free access all around. If he happens to be sleeping on someone's bed, he gets restless, waking up the person, and wants to be let down. Due to a small accident when he was a puppy, our dog is afraid of jumping down from places, even the small gap from the bed to the floor. But at 3 a.m., like clockwork, he wakes up. When we do let him down, he goes from room to room, then sleeps in the doorway of my parents' room. It's happened every night that we could observe him. We started bringing him upstairs early September. I don't know what happened in our house at 3 a.m., but several times when we do catch him in the act, he looks at the doorway of the room. Whoever owns the room he happens to be in would wonder what the hell he's doing, then stares at the person looking at him, then at the doorway again. So
creepy.
I think we all know that animals have... They're like they can see into the other realm.
Like
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they always know when...
My cat Tilly always freaks me out because she'll just be like staring at something and I'm like going like this to her and she like won't break the stare.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what are you looking at?
So she stares into space, but she's senile, so I doubt she's really like staring into anything.
But like sometimes even if I block what she's looking at, she'll be like,
oh, that's
and I'm like,
so
but
weird.
it'll be like even a blank wall. Like there's nothing that she could even remotely be looking at.
Yeah, that's so creepy. I remember our friend's dog came over here, and this is back when Nick's family dog died. So like the house we're in is the house Nick grew up in, and he had a family dog. Her name was Holly. And she used to sleep in the room that's over there on the other side. And when she died, our friend's dog had came over just because, and they would just like walk around the spot that she would like sleep at.
Yeah.
It was really weird because as if she was either there or...
I mean, if it had been... I mean, sometimes even just the smells linger too.
And
like,
just literally just make it a point to go like completely
because like that's
around.
how dogs communicate. So like it could have very well just been like following the trail of smells.
True. Yeah.
And, learning stuff about the dog.
But why your dog wakes up at 3 a.m. on the dot every morning.
And they actually say that's like the witching hour.
It is.
So that makes it even like creepier.
Yeah, anytime I think 3, yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah, right? All right. Story 2. Lucid dreaming gone wrong, sent in by Tom. This was a few years back when I was living at my parents' house, during a time when I was fooling around with lucid dreaming, attempting to control my dreams. My brothers and I, including my father, have always been slight sleepwalkers, usually talking in our sleep, doing small things, etc. That night, my girlfriend and her dog were staying over for the night. The dog always slept in her own little bed and at the end of ours. If I were to sit up, I would be facing my door, which I always kept closed. During the middle of the night, I snapped awake, sat up, staring directly at the wide open door. My eyes adjusted quickly to the surrounding room, but beyond the door was pitch black. I glanced to my left and noticed that there was no one sleeping next to me, and I did not see the dog at the foot of the bed. I felt my heart beating very heavily in my chest, and when I glanced back at the door, around 6 black shadows, no taller than 3 feet each, advanced in my direction and circled me. My natural reaction was to fight. I punched, thrashed through my pillow, and did anything I could to avoid the hands reaching for me. It felt as if they were trying to take me out of the room, not to harm me, but bring me through the door which used to lead to my hallway, although all I could see beyond its frame was black. Their high-pitched screeching was ringing in my ears. My efforts to resist seemed to be working. Then, as quick as it happened, I snapped back to reality. My girlfriend was beside me, eyes wide open, back against the wall, and screaming at me to stop. My dog was at the foot of the bed, staring straight at me, and I in the middle of the bed, grasping a pillow so tight my knuckles were white, gasping for air, and staring at my closed door. I had attacked my girlfriend, and her screams snapped me out of it. My mom rushed in after hearing the screams. She saw my panic, and I slowly calmed down. The rest of the night, my girlfriend couldn't sleep. I was shaking from what I had experienced and felt horrible as well because of what I did to her. Although I didn't hurt her, mainly just punched her shins a few times. But it was my dog. Now on the bed at the end, staring at the door the entire night, growling periodically at random times, and never taking her eyes off the door. I've given up trying to do lucid dreaming, and I still talk and mutter things in my sleep, according to my girlfriend. Sometimes I dream of strange things, but nothing as close to that night. I truly believe that dogs have an ability to sense and see things that we as humans can only experience briefly in certain states of consciousness.
So, like, the last story that just, like, proves that dogs can see stuff. But if you guys don't know what lucid dreaming is, basically you're taking control of your own dream. Have you done anything like that before?
Most of my dreams are like that.
Which is absolutely insane to me. Mine are not like that. I don't remember almost any of my dreams.
Like, have I told you my, like, dream story about the parrot?
Yes, but do you want to tell now?
Yeah,
Okay.
so I'll, like, do a brief story of it real quick. So I have always been able to kind of lucid dream, like, since I can remember. When I was little, I was probably around 4 or 5. I had a dream that I was in this abandoned mall, like really creepy abandoned mall.
Yeah.
And I feel like I've heard recently that that's like a thing that people dream about a lot, or like abandoned malls and stuff.
I wonder why. Maybe it's so prevalent in our past or something.
And so there was a pet store in the mall, and it was also obviously abandoned and everything, but you could hear noises of animals in there. So I was like, I'm going to go check it out. It's like little 4-year-old me walking in, and there's 2 parrot cages right at the beginning of the store. And there's one of the parrots is just this like red, like scarlet macaw. And then there was this like other green, gnarly looking macaw. Like he had like claws on his feet and like big red eyes that glowed. But I walked in, and there was like a bunch of cages that looked like animals had like busted out of them and everything. And basically the red parrot like said to me like, oh, you just have to beware of the scratching parrot. And I'm like, what do you mean? And I was like looking over at it, and it like caught glimpse of me, and I got scared. I started running, and I bumped his cage and broke him out. So now the scratching parrot was like chasing after me. And I ended up waking up and like had a scratch on me, which was probably from my cat. Although I didn't have my cat till I was 6. So the story must have happened when I was about 6. Yeah. But ever since that dream, I would have dreams sometimes, and I would have like a nightmare or like a dream that I didn't really like. And I would all of a sudden see the scratching parrot. Like, that's what I called him. And he would just be like on top of a shelf in a store. Like, I had a dream about tornadoes whipping through a supermarket one time. Yeah. And I was trying to hide from those tornadoes. And then he was on top of one of the shelves. And immediately I was like, oh, I'm dreaming because the scratching parrot's here. And I woke up. So he's kind of like my way to lucid dream.
Well, in lucid dreaming, I know there's a common denominator for every dream. So there's something in that dream that you're going to know that you're not, that you are lucid dreaming.
And that's what people use, like some sort of object or something.
Yeah, a lot of the time it's the time, like a clock of some sort. So they see that it's either a certain time or not moving. Yeah. But I've heard of, I haven't heard of a parrot, a scary parrot, but I've heard of other people having other like
and
objects.
Sometimes it will be something random where I'm like, this would never happen in real life. Like,
but the
I'm
fact
dreaming.
that you're conscious and can know that is absolutely wild.
Which is like a lot. It's crazy.
But the fact that this guy was lucid dreaming, but beating up his girlfriend.
Because he thought it was the shadows? I don't know.
Yeah, he thought
that
it was
just sounds like a night terror to me.
It sounds like a night terror. And like, if you have any like history of like, I don't know, sleepwalking or things like that, maybe that's...
I used to date someone who had night terrors, and it was just like that. Yeah. And like sometimes he would also like his eyes would open, and he'd still be screaming because his body couldn't move.
No, thank you. Yeah. Oh, that's sleep paralysis, isn't it?
Yeah. Like his night terrors, I think, would turn into sleep paralysis,
which is a whole nother story. But
it's terrifying.
I don't know. This one's a little weird. I don't doubt that you saw something, but geez, scary for your girlfriend there. That's kind of nuts.
Right.
So story number 3 is actually called Parrot Thief.
That's weird.
I don't know if that happened on Papa's, but there you go. Okay, anyways. So, Parrot Thief. I used to have a Quaker parrot that would have unhooked earrings and necklaces and fly away with them while doing his evil laugh. He also would fly into a tortilla chip bag and try to eat his way out. He had to be supervised at all times.
That's just a parrot being a parrot.
Being a thief?
Yeah. I mean, they notoriously will grab earrings and stuff. So, like
for real? Like, they just...
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's actually one of those things that, like, if you have pet parrots, you have to, like, watch out because they'll sometimes undo them, and I've known of parrots even choking on earrings before and
no.
even dying. So like that's like a big thing that they do go after. It's shiny and it's dangling or like right sparkly or whatever, and they go for that. Also, people put their parrots on their shoulder, and like that's also
where the earrings are.
Yeah,
He flies
and
away
not
doing
great
an
for big
evil laugh.
parrots. Yeah, like if you have a big parrot, don't put them on your shoulder.
Oh my god. All right, that's crazy. All right, you want to do the last one?
All right, story 4, a gift. This one is by Lori. I have a chocolate lab who is in love with her stuffed animal pig. I came home one night at about 4:30 in the morning, extremely pissed off about something, and walked right by her. I know, mean girl. But I went into the bathroom to get ready for bed and opened the door to her pig sitting on the floor in front of me and her laying about 5 feet away looking at me. Any anger I had went out the window, and I sat with her for about 20 more minutes before going to bed. That's really cute.
It's so cute. And they sent us a picture of
The chocolate lab.
The lab with the, was it a pig or something? Animal pig, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll put that up here for you to see. But that is literally the sweetest thing. That is so sweet.
Even though the picture, it looks like a monkey with rabbit ears.
Kind of look like a monkey. Maybe that is monkey. All right. Well, Lori, you sent the wrong picture, but still really cute. So yes, that is all the stories we have today. We still need a 4th week.
Yeah.
But is what it is. At this point, we're just going to do them in one episode because we don't have enough.
Yeah.
But we hope
Or you can just do like miscellaneous stories too. We could even have like one that's just anything. If you have a story about anything, I guess.
Like something you feel like you want to share, like history. That's cool too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's not like a long novel. Like
Yeah, because clearly you can tell that I can't read. I'm sure I'll get better at this, but yeah, make sure it's just not a novel. We'll have to summarize it or something. But we hope you enjoyed this episode. Did you have fun doing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
it's
reading.
fun reading other people's stories. I like that.
Yeah, so if you guys want to give us your story, there's a link on our website. You can just fill that out and tell us the story right there. But you can also message us on Facebook or Instagram too. We're not limited to just the website if you can't figure it out. And like I said, any story is a story we want to hear. Paranormal, secrets, pet stories, or just whatever it may be that you want to tell. So yeah, I think we're going to end this here. Thank you so much for watching this episode. Shout out to Nick from Killing It Entertainment for producing and editing this podcast. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and Facebook, and give us a thumbs up, a good review, so we can continue to do this. And yeah, that's it. Tell your cat we said hi. How did Slim do?
She was a star.
Slim, she said, maybe that's why I'm so hot right now.
Probably.
This is why I'm all the body heat.
I know at night I sometimes wake up dying because I've got all the cats surrounding me.
Yeah,
like last night I actually was like full sweats. Like I was so hot, and it's because I had like Tilly, Mr. Waffles, and Butters, and then Bagheera came up to see things. Like the only one that wasn't cuddled around me was Raja, and I'm like, you guys.